Hello peoples of the internet, my name is Lily. Welcome if you're new and welcome back if you're not. And today I am going to be doing an unhaul. So this is a different filming location than usual, but I kind of wanted to film up here in front of my shelves. Yes, I'm on the floor, whatever. But I have a good stack of books here, of books I'm gonna unhaul. I cannot remember when the last time I did an unhaul was, and if some of these books were in that unhaul, so I might have talked about these already. I don't know. Some of these I know I haven't. Some of these I'm questioning. So just go with it. But I have quite a few books I want to unhaul. So I figured we could just chat about them. So let's go right into the video. First book I have here is Saving Zoe by Allison Knoll. This is a book of the month book that I got probably back in like 2020. So, and I did actually start reading it. I was about 64 pages in and I just don't care anymore. Like it's kind of boring, and I actually did read the last chapter of it and was like, oh, this is interesting, and I'm glad I read it, but I also am confused because I want to know more, but I don't want to read the book and find out. So I might watch the movie. I don't know how accurate it is to the book, but Laura Morano's in it, so what are you gonna do? The next one I'm gonna unhaul is Lost Boy by Christina Henry. I did read this. It was meh. I was expecting a horror story, a horror retelling of Peter Pan, and what I got was meh. Like, it wasn't really scary. It was more like, damn, he sucks. Damn, that's rough. It wasn't really, oh my god, my heart's pounding, I'm terrified, like, you know, I don't really know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. I don't know if her other works are more horror or not. I might give her a shot with, like, her Alice series, but it just didn't live up to my expectations. And I love dark Peter Pan retellings, and in my opinion, Lost in a Neverwoods was darker. And Darling. That one was pretty dark too. The next one is Mapping the Bones by Jane Yulin. This is one I'm pretty sure I've talked about multiple times on my channel, but I can't remember if I posted any of those videos because when do I post videos? But this isn't a bad book, and I just want to make that very, very clear. It is not a bad book, and you should definitely read it. It's a very heavy topic, but I just went into it expecting something else. And this book was marketed to me as something else than what it was, and I was disappointed. That's the only reason I didn't like it. And I was bored because that's what I expected, and this wasn't what I expected. But it is a book about these two twins who are trying to survive the Holocaust. It was marketed to me as twin experimentation. That was probably 60 pages of the book. The last 60 pages of the book. So I wasn't really, it's 450 pages, like, you know, I read it fairly quickly, I think. I can't remember, it's been months, but it just wasn't what I was expecting, and therefore I didn't enjoy it, but I do think it's an important read that people should read. It just wasn't what it was marketed towards me as. The next one is Bright Storm by Vashti Hardy. I want to say something, I barely remember this book, but it was a fun time when I read it. I think I gave it like 4 stars. I had a good time. I probably won't continue with the series. I do want to read Dark Whispers because I think, no, that's not the one. I want to read her other one. It's not Dark Whispers, is it? I'll put it on the screen. I really want to read this one. It looks really good. This one was, it was fun. It was a fun time. Like I said, I don't really remember any of it, but I probably won't continue with the series, but I think little kids really, really enjoy this more than I did. It was a fun time though, but I do think younger kids would really enjoy it. The next two, boy, I'm pretty sure I've talked about these on my channel, boy do I hate them, and that is The Body and the Long Walk, both by Stephen King. For my first two Stephen King, I'm very disappointed. To be fair, these were written in like the 1970s and 1980s and stuff, so they're fairly boring. I do really want to give Misery a shot in the Institute, but this is about the long walk. 100 boys go on this long walk and like you can't stop. You have 3 warnings, then no more you. And for the concept, it is exactly the concept. Exactly the concept. The boys can't stop. If they stop, they get a warning. They can't go. They have to walk like, I think, is it 4 miles an hour or something? I don't know. But you have to, you know, like have to keep up this pace, and it is exactly the concept. And that's why I didn't like it. That's why I didn't like it. There was nothing surprising about it. It was just the concept. And I think there was supposed to be a twist, and the twist was just meh. I was like, okay, and is that it? So, yeah. And then the body was just boring as hell. This inspired Stand By Me, which I hope is better than this. It's like an iconic movie from the 1980s. My parents really enjoy it. But this was so boring. It was just about these like 4 kids or something. Yeah, I think it's 4 kids who go on this journey to find this dead body. And I feel like half the book was just these irrelevant stories that the main character Gordy had written. Like, they'd be pages on pages on pages, and I was like, this has nothing to do with the story. I'm so bored. They were so boring. It's like pages on pages on pages, and it was so boring. And yeah, as you can imagine, I didn't like it, obviously. So maybe somebody else will, but I don't. So the next one is 14 Ways to Die by Vincent Ralph. This wasn't bad. I really enjoyed this, actually. I think I gave it like 4 stars. It's just not something that I would ever reread or really even look at again, so might as well, you know, give it away. But it's like about this girl who her mother was murdered by the Magpie Man, which is this man who's killed 13 people now, and her mother was the first one. And she goes on this, like, she auditions for the show so that she can raise awareness and try and get people to stop him or whatever. I don't really remember, but it was interesting. Chapters were short. It was a lot of fun. It was very easy to read, very easy to fly through. I read this in a day. I think I read this in one of my 24-hour readathons that I posted a few months ago. But yeah, I had a good time. It's just not something I would ever really look at again or really talk about, so I thought I would give it to somebody who might like it a little bit more. But like I said, I did really enjoy it, and I thought it was a fun time. The next one is a book that I just haven't been able to get into. My mother loves it. Matt loves it from Cat Reads. But I just, like, couldn't get into it. And that is Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. And I feel so bad because my mom, like, tried to get me to read this. And I probably read, like, I don't know, 60 to 90 pages. And I was just like, meh. It has this one thing that I literally hate in books. It's why I didn't like Opposite of Always. And it's where, like, they do the day, they go to sleep, they wake up, they do the day again. And it's kind of like that endless cycle. And I thought it was kind of boring. In Opposite of Always, it is the same thing. But, yeah, it's just, I don't like that. And that's what it was. And I don't know what happens later. Maybe it gets better. I don't know. But I just didn't like that. And I couldn't get into it, so yeah, sadly. The next one is a book I read extremely quickly, and it was just, I felt like nothing really happened. And I've heard a lot of really good buzz about this book, and maybe it was an adult book, maybe it's like flew over my head, but I just didn't really understand. And that is My Sister the Serial Killer. I felt like, I don't know, it's about this girl whose sister is a serial killer. I felt like it was kind of boring, and the ending was kind of like I expected it, but also, like, why? I don't know. I don't know. It was, I didn't think it was anything special. I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it, like, 3 stars, 2.5 stars. So, like I said, a lot of people do enjoy this, so don't take your opinion based off me. But this was one I just didn't personally like. Next one I have here is Melissa by Alex Gino, which is what it's called now, but I have the old version. I'm not giving this book it's bad. I'm giving this away because I don't need it on my shelf, because it's a book that kids should read, and I've read it and I don't need it anymore. But I did read this. and I thought it was really good, and I thought the conversations were really good about, obviously it's about a girl who's trans, and she wants to be Charlotte in the school play. It's all about that. It was just really cute, and it was a really good read, and I do think that kids should read it. They would really benefit from learning about this. Yeah, I think it's a good read for kids, and I think it should read it. The next one is Together We Burn by Isabel Ibanez. This is not bad at all. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I never ever hate Wednesday books. Like, I absolutely love Wednesday books. But yeah, I did enjoy this more than I thought I was. I could do without the romance, but like that's like a subplot, so you know, it's like it's necessary. But I thought it was definitely interesting. If you like dragons and you like fantasy and romance, you would like this. I give it 4 stars. So the next 2 are arcs that I've gotten that I read and semi-enjoyed. First one is Dead Flip by Sarah Farazin. This said it's a Stranger Things read alike, and it was just meh. I didn't really like fully grasp what was happening. Like I understood what was happening. Same issue with the next book I'm going to talk about. But also like it wasn't, but like I couldn't grasp what was happening, but I also could. And there was this one scene where I was like, Stranger Things, because like they were lifting in the air, and I was like, Stranger Things 4. If you know, you know. But yeah, I thought it was okay. It's told in 2 timelines. The beginning is, I don't remember if the end is, but it's told in from now and then. But I have such a hard time talking about this. I don't know why. But there are these 3 friends, and one of the friends went missing then, and now it's kind of like the aftermath and the things that happen. They think, one of the characters thinks that this one thing caused a friend to go missing, and that thing may be coming back, whatever. I don't know. It's very interesting. I gave it 3 stars, I think, 3.5. It was interesting. I don't understand the cover or the title. Like, I kind of understand. I can make an inference, but it still doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I think it was just a me issue. I do think people would enjoy this book. This comes out August 30th, so yeah. And the next one comes out July 26th, and that is The Witchery by S. Isabel. I will be donating these to the Little Free Library so people can find them. But this, I think my issue was I didn't really understand what was happening, and I thought that the relationships were really rushed. It's like the relationship between the main group of girls and the main 2 boys. I don't even remember how they became friends. I don't understand why. The romantic relationships were a bit rushed, I felt. And overall, I just didn't really understand what's happening at some points. I had to reread parts, and still not understand. I never really understood the witch terms. That could just be me, I don't know. But I don't know. I think people would really enjoy this, so I think you should definitely give it a shot, because it was fun. One thing I didn't understand at the end was they had a goal, and I felt like they didn't accomplish that goal. The entire book was accomplishing this goal, and I don't think they did. But I don't know. I do think people would like this, so I definitely think you should give it a shot if you want to. If you like witches and stuff, you definitely should give it a shot, but I just didn't personally love it. And the last one is Signs of Survival by Renee Hartman and Joshua M. Green. This is a memoir about the Holocaust, about 2 sisters, one who is deaf and one who is not. And it was very, I don't know what to say about it, but it was like very eye-opening, like all Holocaust memoirs and not fiction books that I read. I am going to be giving this to Little Free Library as well, so that kids can read it, because it is marketed towards kids. It's like middle grade, I think. Yeah, it was eye-opening. So yeah, that's my unhaul. Have you read any of these books? Did you like them? Did you not? Are there any books that I didn't like that I'm unhauling that you think you may like? So let me know. What are some books that you've recently unhauled or are going to unhaul? If you made it this far in the video, comment a little check mark. I don't know why, but it was the first emoji that popped into my head. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, or yeah. and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!